Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. I know it's an emotional song, Mrs. Potts, but there's no need to cry. Off to the cupboard with you now. Nothing weird. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the live-action remake of the 1991 classic Disney film Beauty and the Beast, which is directed by Bill Condon and stars Emma Watson and Dan Stevens as the titular characters Beauty and the Beast. Right off the bat, guys, I've got to say that the original 1991 animated version is one of my favourite Disney movies of all time, and it still is to this day. So I was a little bit skeptical going into this remake. It's only been 26 years, which isn't really that long when you compare the other live-action reboots that they've done of classic Disney films, such as Cinderella and The Jungle Book. And yeah, guys, because I'm such a big fan of the 1991 version, I tried very hard to sort of judge this as its own film and not compare it too much to the 1991 version. But inevitably, you can't help but compare it to the original. So I went into this with fairly low expectations because I didn't think it was ever going to live up to all the hype that's been surrounding it. But when I think about the other live-action remakes that Disney have produced, they have generally been well received. So I thought maybe in the right hands of Bill Condon, who has done previous work in musicals such as Dreamgirls and Chicago, he might have enough creative insight to make this film work. But I will say this, I did enjoy this version of Beauty and the Beast, but I didn't love it. It was an honourable remake, but it lacked the heart of the original source material that I love so much. So let's talk about what's really good in this film. The costumes by Jacqueline Duran are absolutely divine. The set design was also very unique, it was very detailed, it was a little bit gothic, and I love what they did with the castle. I like that they built practical sets for the actors to actually use because it does help you to get immersed into that world. And of course, the best thing about that Beauty and the Beast is the soundtrack. There's not a single weak song in that. So this live action reboot had a lot to live up to because the songs had to be just as good. And I'll say this, they handled the music very well. They pay homage to the original versions, but also give them a new twist where they can. And they also add some new songs as well, which is quite nice. However, sadly, the new songs that they've added aren't particularly memorable. And we're all there because we want to hear Be Our Guest and Beauty and the Beast. Let's talk about the casting of this film, and I want to start with the supporting cast because this is where the movie truly shines. Particularly Josh Gad and Luke Evans, who play Gaston and LeFou. Josh Gad brings a lot of energy to the role of LeFou and manages to make him more of a dimensional character. And Luke Evans is absolutely sensational as Gaston. He's just the perfect sort of buffoon. But he felt more like a real character than the caricature that he was in the animated version, which is great. And I'll say this, I was skeptical about Ewan McGregor playing Lumiere because, yes, I knew he was going to have to sing Be Our Guest in a French accent. And I know he can sing because of Moulin Rouge, but can he sing in a French accent and make it plausible? He definitely can. He did a very good job of Be Our Guest. And yeah, Emma Thompson is also wonderful as Mrs. Potts. I don't think my version is as cute as the Disney version, but I'm definitely going to leave in the kitchen for my flatmates to enjoy. Now let's talk about the main cast. I'm probably going to upset a lot of people by saying this, but I don't actually think Emma Watson was the best choice for Belle. She was good and she brought her certain, real-life bookworm persona to the role, but I still don't feel like she made the role her own. There were probably 1,000 other girls that could have played this part a lot better, but were just unknowns. Because Emma Watson's a household name, Disney went with her, and she was passable, but I wish Disney would have just taken a chance on an unknown girl. It could have been a massive launching pad for her, who could have done the role a bit more justice and, actually done the singing a bit better. And that's another thing that bothered me. In the opening song, it was very noticeable that they were using auto-tune on Emma Watson's voice. Her singing was fine, but it wasn't extraordinary. And when you're dealing with the remake of a classic, you want to do the song as much justice as possible. And Dan Stevens did a fairly good job as the Beast. He brings just the right amount of anger and sympathy to the role, but sadly I didn't really feel that there was much chemistry between them. Which is interesting because this film is 45 minutes longer than the Disney animated version. So in theory, Condon had more time to build that friendship and love, but I just didn't really feel it, sadly. Oh yeah, and I just remembered one other character, Cogsworth, played by Ian McKellen. I thought he was a little bit underdeveloped. I wanted more from him, and it just never really felt like he got much to do or say. And one other thing that bothered me is that the publicity for this film made such a big deal about this being Disney's first ever film to have an openly gay character in it. But when I was watching this, I was waiting for any confirmation that LeFou was actually gay. And it just doesn't come. There is literally a split-second shot in the final scene where we see the character of LeFou dancing with another man. And it's literally a blink and you'll miss it moment. And I said to myself, what, that's it? This was supposed to be Disney's big groundbreaking moment of showing people of different sexual orientations? It was an absolute joke. But I do understand why Disney have only just taken baby steps with this, because they know how it's going to piss off so many backwards thinking parents. But the media coverage was saying how openly gay this character was, and it's only suggested, it's never really confirmed. It's just a bit insulting that in 2017, that is all Disney is willing to show as an LGBT couple in one of its movies. Ah well, baby steps. So guys, to conclude, I will say say that Beauty and the Beast is a very lovingly crafted film, and it's evident in every single scene that there is a lot of love for the 1991 version. For most people, it is going to be what people want to see for a Beauty and the Beast remake. The story and music are pretty much the same, except there are a few tweaks to sort of differentiate it from the 1991 version, and there's also a few extra songs for added measure. The music is stunning, and it did make me cry, but I will say that it was the music that taps into my tear ducts, not this movie itself. I went in with low expectations, found myself enjoying it, but a little underwhelmed with certain elements of it. So yeah guys, I'm going to give Beauty and the Beast a 5 out of 10. A modestly entertaining film that lacks the je ne sais quoi of the previous version. So yeah guys, what did you think about the introduction of LeFou as a gay character? Did you think it was brave? Did you think it was insulting? Did you think it was a joke? Whatever you think, please do let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to know what you think. But as always guys, thanks so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hearfield, and I'll see you next time.